So they'll be calling you a radical. So you got to see this. This is on the fucking Medford News tonight. And this marine biologist he's obviously watched Kevin Blanch's videos. He's supposedly a marine biologist at one of the, Oregon institutions who have turned out to be a bunch of fucking frauds. So they get paid, the real marine biologist. So he's talking about a dead zone that happened in Oregon in 2006, which we know they happened. He's saying it's wind, blah, blah, blah. This is the false narrative. Why would they put this on the fucking news and not talk about Fukushima the last several years? So I'm going to send this. I'm going to track him down. We're going to have a bet, he and I. He's obviously totally disconnected of the reality of what's going on with the ocean. So they're showing footage, and what it does, it shows you this footage they put down. You'll watch it. I'll tag it. In 2006, when they got a dead zone, and what dead zone is, you get these areas get lack of oxygen, and it happens. The upswells, it happens. It's rare, but it happens, and everything dies. So that's what the salmon should like. So I just got off the phone with Tim, and I says, how about the salmon in 2006? Were you catching 2000 salmon? Oh, hell yeah. Google it. You can look it up. There's the ODF dumber in 2006. So they're migrators. This is the oxygen zone. We'll take out the crab and the lower starfish. Now, starfish, they can live above. They have to have the wash, but same with crab. So what this footage shows you how abundant the Pacific Ocean was in 2006. You look at it, and they're just, the crabs piled this fucking, it's 3 feet deep of dead crab. It just shows you how abundant the Pacific Ocean. You see the thousands of millions of fucking starfish. It shows you how abundant the coast of California was pre-Fukushima. So I'm going to send him a track down. He's even got my beard. He's even using my rhetoric, all hands on deck. Keep watching some more of it. Quit plagiarizing me, and get your fucking check for being a good, not say. Any marine biologist that has ever fucking post-Fukushima, who claims they're a marine biologist, who has not used the term Fukushima, is a fucking fraud. It's like, my little grandson's a fucking genius. He blows my mind, what a genius. Well, all my grandkids are. They blow my mind how brilliant the youth is in this country. The post-Fukushima crowd. He's born just a couple days after Fukushima. We were having he's all into chemistry and physics and biology. Oh, I wonder why. And so he's all over it. Even his teacher says, his teacher's a science guy, and he says, wow, he educates me. So we're talking about oxygen in the ocean. And someone asked me the other day, is it true that as the chain is broken, oh boy, these storms rise up. It is the staff of life. So what he's saying, you got to watch this. Why would Oregon put this on the news, an event that happened in 2006? So what he's saying now, well, we're tracking winds, and we see that we're getting strong winds this year. Okay. Which is true. We've had wind from hell here all year. It's a windy post-Fukushima. It's a whole nother world. So he's saying, get ready. This is going to happen again. I'm going to say this, and he and I are going to have a bet. Let's see if he dares bet me. I'll dare bet you anything you want to bet. Anything you'd like to bet. Some of that good fucking rogue beer. I'll bet you, I like that Shakespeare. Let's bet a fucking beer. That when you run the footage this year, when the oxygen sucks out, that you're predicting the oxygen suck, which when you run the footage, you won't see 5% of what you're seeing in the footage of 2006. Why? Because there are no fucking crab. We know this. The crabbers the last several years, fucking not. There was a little bump post-Fukushima. That's because, they were bottom feeders and all the fish were fucking dying in Fukushima. Everything that died. Right before the crash, you'll get a bump. So, say he's right. And this wind scenario is going to cause the upswell, and we're going to get a big dead zone off Oregon, which the whole coast is fucking dead zone. Have you looked at tide pools? Acute collapse. Now, again, my proof on the whole Pacific is the salmon returns. Now, they had some pretty good numbers the last 2 days. They're up to a whole fucking 43,000. Today's what? Unbelievable. So, stay with me. These are important videos. And I know there's a lot of content, blah, blah, but it doesn't matter. At some point, the brakes are going to come off. Kevin Blanch. So, we've crashed 98% on the salmon in 10 years. You know, they live way out in the fucking ocean. They come home. Chinook, go to sea for 5 years. We know right after Fukushima, of course, the tide pools collapsed. The well class, we broke the chain. That's right before. That's what they're supposed to look like. So, you watch this footage. And what it proves, again, more of their propaganda backfire. Just like, let's have the Olympics at... I mean, I went crazy. Look at the videos I played the day they announced it. They were going to have the Olympics in Tokyo. I went fucking psycho. The propaganda, it'll never happen. You know, we had a conversation at the hospital today, me and some people, and I'm like, some powerful, strong people in the know, you know, they're all over, they know about Fukushima because they have Kevin Blanch here in Utah. And I'm like, the whole mask thing, at least, you think this has gone away. We poisoned a toxic fucking, we have slaughtered the ecology and the environment, growth for the sake of growth, in such an epic, acute way in the last 40 fucking years in this country. We're consuming 46% of the world's product. We make up 3%. In 1980, we consumed 12%. We break the record. The chickens have come home to roost. This is just going to keep happening. These mutations in biology are just going to continue to fucking happen. You know, this will be it's not going to be a 100-year event. You know, it'll be another year, another 2 years. We're going to continue to, because we have fucking poisoned this environment. You know, me and my grandson was talking, you know, he says, well, that's yours. The table, you're the one that's been saying my whole life, he says, about this being a plasma and a gas. And then we talked about Einstein and, you know, the fabric, Meltdowns, you know, he's all over. I got him going on Meltdowns. I'm like, he's like, yeah, I've been telling everybody, just take your rabbit ears and bend them. That's what he did. I says, well, it's an invisible gas. And then we talked about Semmelweis today. He's 10. He says, you know, Grandpa, you're the only one that I can have really a conversation about this stuff with everybody. I says, yeah, tell me about it. I got to talk to a 10-year-old, you know. And he says, my other friend Simon at school, he's saying, well, he's all over it. These boys keep on going. We're going to need you to save the world. You know, so I'm going to send this. I'm going to find him, and I'll bet you. We'll bet you a beard on the road. You know, he's got the same, we call them wisdom beards. You know, we go out up there. We had a good conversation about Semmelweis. You know, little invisible germs can't fly through. What did they do to him? It's a gas of plutonium, but what this footage shows, and why did they put it on the fucking news? The false narrative. But their false narratives are backfiring. It's like the Olympic false narratives backfiring. Fucking Biden naming fucking Rahm Emanuel to the ambassador to Japan. It's just going to backfire right in his fucking face. Everybody's on. I mean, intuitively everybody knows, because the Kevin Blanch fucking lightning toothpaste, you ain't stuffing that back in. You know, I was looking at it the other day. I've got like 15 million views. 15 million, you know, and that's what we know squash. So people know my rhetoric. They know the truth. They know that, and the thing is they know that I have done the work. It's like these biologists and these so-called PhDs. I showed you mine. Show me yours. You have to have field work. A true PhD, first you do the hypothesis. You know, these are gas. This is a energy that's been released. It's going to break the chain. It's going to, everything that came to be. You heard this rhetoric of mine 1,000 times. Then you defend your work. Where's your field work? I remember these bodies say, tide pools ain't dead. And then they go, oh, they are dead. Salmon record turns. Wait till 2016. Whales are fucking thriving. They're crashing. You know, Great Salt Lake, fucking never seen it so healthy. You know. The reality's a motherfucker. By the way, set the reality free. The Kevin Blanch reality. Fuck, take the brakes on me. Let reality win or go. Set the reality free. So we'll bet. Okay, you're right. Let's say you're right. You get it. He says there'll give me another dead zone right there. Well, fuck, the whole Pacific's a fucking dead zone now. Fukushima. Wind sucking the oxygen. Okay, let's just say that we'll play your fucking fake narrative game. When you run your fucking video content, match it to this video content. You have the ability, according to you. You say you got fucking cameras all over the crab pots, so okay. When you run it over, I'll bet you don't see fucking 3% of what you see in that 2006. Even if, number one, you're full of shit on the fucking wind scenario. Number two, even if you were right, which you're not, and it was oxygen sucked out, a cute fucking rare fucking thing from the wind, there are no fucking crab to fucking die. Go talk to him with fucking NoCal. Fuck, have you seen... You're disconnected. They're going crazy. Go talk to them in Washington because they kept a close on because demonic acid, and they said the unknown. We don't. I talked to him. I talked to him in Oregon. I talked to him in Washington. Is demonic acid killing people? Yeah. Well, no report. No, because they put this kind of bullshit on the news. Scientists are perplexed. They're curious. They're baffled. They're bewildered. They're alarmed. They're unknown of the unknown. It's wind. Now it's wind. Oh my fucking God. And he's like there, all hands on deck, he says. I wonder where he hears that one. This is just the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. We were talking about periodic. I says, well, I think it should be flipped like this now. And the really element is plutonium. We had a long conversation about plutonium because they've supposedly found some plutonium in the bottom of the ocean from ancient fucking meteor strike. And again, it was Japanese, dug it out of the trench of the... Okay. Same thing at the fucking, Russia syndrome. So let's just bet. Let's bet a beer. I'll even come up there to Oregon. When you run your footage, I mean, they're stacked. You can see, you'll watch this footage. It's fucking knee deep of dead crabs in 2006. Because it was an acute fucking upswell oxygen thing. That's not what this is. And let's say you're right, which you're not. Even if you're not right, let's play your footage in 2021. Time it. You do it the same time of year thing, and then I'll bet you a beer that you don't get 3% of what's dead. It just shows you how abundant the fucking ocean was before Fukushima happened. Salmon look like that. When they come out and say, well, the salmon have crashed, not only that, when Whole Foods says we have to change the size of our machines because the salmon are so sick and skinny and sucked up, we can't even package them. Just the greatest ecological catastrophe in fucking human history. Plutonium! I should bring that back. Plutonium, man. It's been 7 years since I started that rhetoric. Stay tuned.